Hi everybody. Well, I just wanted to cover this one topic that it kind of annoys me a little bit when politicians use something to institute a new tax and they just say it's to solve the environment crisis. So what am I talking about? Well, Scotland is now going to just voted in a new bill to enable local city councils to add a levy to cruise ships, an emissions levy on cruise ships. And why are they doing this? Because it's a global issue and we need to bring down the CO2 emissions and we need to be environmentally friendly, and by levying this on the cruise ships, that's going to help solve this issue. And it's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. Well, let me tell you why. First off, issuing a tax to a company like a cruise line is not solving any kind of environmental issue. They say it's to motivate the cruise lines to become zero emissions. Okay, but they're already doing that. They're already looking at, different fuel types. They're already looking at electricity for ways to do it. They've already increased their systems on board for more fuel efficiency. They're doing that. They're already doing that. And by levying a tax in a port of like Scotland is going to do absolutely nothing. So say you levy a $5 per person levy on cruise ships coming into our port, because it's going to fight the environment. All it's going to do is it's going to cost $5 more to cruise. It has nothing to do with the environment whatsoever. Right? It's a tax grab. That's all it is. But it also, by saying that it's a fight for the environment, you can earn brownie points with anybody who's looking for a green initiative, right? If you can ever explain to me how charging $5 more for something fights CO2 emissions, show me a graph. Show me any kind of proof. Show me charging a company $5 more is going to fight the environment. Show me anything, any fact out there that this works. Because they can't. Because it doesn't. They just pass the expense on to the consumer. It makes no difference. If you were to offer incentives, like, hey, a 25% tax break if you switch over your ship to a more fuel efficient type of energy, hey, maybe then that might incentivize cruise lines and other businesses to become more efficient. But just by taxing them, no, they just raise the price, right? Why do you think your food bill is so expensive? Why do you think your fuel is so expensive? It's just taxes. They just pass the bill on to consumers. And just as an example, this is happening in Scotland. So I looked it up. Who are the top, CO2 emission countries in the world? Obviously, it comes to the big three. China is way ahead of everybody else at almost 1% of the world emissions is just China. And then you have United States second, then you have India third. And then everybody else starts to trickle down to almost nothing. In fact, the UK is only 0.9 of the world's emissions. And Scotland accounts for 10% of the UK's 0.9. In other words, Scotland's environmental impact on the world CO2 emissions is 0.09%. But levying this charge on cruise ships, that's going to solve that. It's going to help solve that issue, everybody. It's not. It's not at all. Not while the big three is over 50% of the world emissions. It's like, Night and day. And so when people are out there, and this isn't against the environmentalists out there, the people who really want to have environmental change and everything, of course, but taxing doesn't lower emissions in any way. It just passes money into the government and charges the people more money. Now, if you were to come out with lower taxes for being more environmentally friendly, then yeah, maybe things would work. But it's always funny to me how environmentally friendly something is, the higher cost it is, right? How about an electric car? Why are electric cars double and triple and 4 times the price of a normal car? Why? Is it that much more expensive to actually build? I mean, if they switched over all their factories right now and they start mass producing all these cars, would it not be the same price point that they're building now? No, they got to spend all that money to do it. So they want to charge you right now all that money to do it. There you go. It's as simple as that. So Scotland, nice try saying that you're doing this for the environment, but in reality, you're doing it for brownie points with environmentalists, and you're doing it as a tax grab. Because nowhere in your levy for CO2 emissions on cruise ships do you specify that this money is going anywhere to fight the environment. In fact, it's local city councils who are able to institute this levy. In other words, the cruise ports, city towns, smaller towns and everything have a way to get some more tax money from the cruise ships and visitors. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. It's in no way, unfortunately, going to solve the world climate crisis. But it is going to make cruising a little bit more expensive.